In this second part, looking at leading and lagging process metrics by role, I'd like to discuss this one metric, this one leading metric, that in this organization cuts through every organizational level and role, and that is related to problem solving. At the frontline staff and frontline leader level, one of the leading indicators on process health was the rate of problem and/or opportunity idea generation. A problem is a gap between the actual performance of a process and the expected. It's a problem, it's a defect. Whereas an opportunity was classified as an idea to exceed the standard, to raise the bar. So both of those kinds of ideas and the generation of them was a metric aligned to this frontline staff and frontline leader level. The reason for that is that the rate of problem-solving activities is really the engine that drives improvement in performance of a process. And so this was seen as a proxy for the ability for employees at that front line who are very familiar with the process to have the time and the skills and the facilitation in order to generate these ideas. Mid-level leaders at that level, what they had as a metric was the rate of closure of every problem or opportunity identified at this level. So there would literally be an issue tracking, every idea would be documented, and you wanted to have a 100% closure rate, resolution rate. So you have a problem or opportunity identified, you want every problem or opportunity to either be developed and accepted and implemented, or rejected for a justifiable reason, such as it goes off strategy, it introduces a risk that the organization doesn't want to take, etc. But there needs to be a closure in a reasonable amount of time of every idea generated. Also, many of the problems or opportunities generated at this level, some of them, they had the authority, the empowerment to decide at this level whether or not to implement it locally. Other ideas required that they be escalated to this mid-level manager leader level for resolution. So these folks had ideas in their in-basket that they had to address. Senior execs similarly measured the problem and opportunity closure rate at this level. So of the ideas that hit this level, how many of these get resolved, yes or no, by the mid-level leaders? And then finally, some things could not be decided by mid-level leaders in the organization. They needed to be escalated to the senior execs. And so finally, at the corporate level, the senior executive level was measured on their closure of the problems and opportunities that reached them to be addressed. So that's an example of a leading metric. In this case, though, the leading metric is the health of the problem and opportunity generation process and the closure at every level in the organization.